when guys hear things like feminist or I'm a liberal, you've got to take that stuff all with a grain of salt because the vast majority of women are malleable to a point where if they find a strong, virtuous man that they want to follow the lead of and they want to have that guy's kids and they see him as the guy, guys, we talk about this all the time. They will adopt your mannerisms. They'll adopt your political affiliations. They'll adopt the music that you like. They'll watch the sports that you like to engage in. They will be like, we had a girl on a ladies' night. I already knew this, but she's like, yeah, like when me and my husband, like I adopted all of his stuff. We're like twins now, which is kind of weird talking about your husband, but I digress. The point being, now, the caveat, like I was going to say, there are certainly outward displays and outward representations that women make where you can steer clear. Because a lot of guys will say, well, Ma, like, what do you mean? Do I got to go on a date with a blue-haired feminist with a bull ring who's got all of this stuff and who's tatted up and who like wears a t-shirt that says kill all men on it? No, those are absolutely red flags in women that you should not involve yourself with for any period of time whatsoever. You're looking for, some sort of LTR, some sort of mother of your kids or relationship or things like that. And let me be clear on this too, guys. I'm not really talking about casually dating here. I'm not talking about spinning plates. I'm talking about if you're a guy, especially younger guys, and you want to still settle down, because a lot of guys still want to do this. Even guys that have been married and divorced, like most guys, I think, still are looking for the LTR thing. I don't know a lot of guys that want to spin plates for the rest of their lives. If they are, it's because they've got kids already and they don't want more. And that's just their bag and they have no problem with it. But most guys, in my experience, from what I've seen, still over the long run will prefer either another marriage for whatever reason, or at least an LTR. So that's kind of what I'm talking about here. So yeah, man, like it's why we talk about watch what they do and don't listen to what they say. So the next time you're on Hinge or Tinder or Bumble or whatever dating app is all the rage now, and you see a girl puts in her, she's like, if you voted for Trump, like swipe left, or if you voted for Trump, or like if you're not a feminist, or if you don't believe BLM, take a look at her profile. Do her words match up with how she looks? Is she dressing? Is she a little more conservatively dressed? Is she well put together? Does she seem like she's got a friendly disposition? She probably would waffle on some of that stuff. And I think too many guys are seeing those things like, oh, wow, feminist, swipe left. Oh, no, she says BLM, blah, 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 swipe left. Oh, she says trans people are real people, swipe left. You've got to kind of pay attention and be able to separate sort of that avatar from what they're saying if it looks that way. But it's like I said, if she's got, the cotton candy pigtails with the bull ring and all that kind of stuff, or if she's like big Bertha, then don't worry about that. But if the way that she carries herself and represents herself physically, because women are sending a message physically. Y'all know that. Women know deep down, like to their core, that men are superficial creatures, that men are looking for the outer beauty, that even as much as they'll say, I want a guy that values me for my accomplishments and things that I've done and my degrees. And I once went to Haiti for a mission trip and I saved the blah, blah, blah. We don't care about that. And they subconsciously deep down know that, because if they didn't, they wouldn't wear makeup. They wouldn't take care of themselves. They wouldn't get their nails done. They wouldn't have long hair. They wouldn't care about the way they dress. Like they do all that stuff. And they'll lie and say they don't care about that. And they'll lie and say how they don't care about men's attention. But then no girl would have any Instagram and no girl would post pictures and fish for likes and blah, 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 and this kind of thing. So they do care. So don't let them fool you. The mistake so many of you guys are making is that they're listening to women. They're listening to them when they don't even know what they're talking about. We've seen on ladies' night over and over that women will say one thing and they'll act completely different. Women will tell you to your face the kind of guy that she goes after, and the guy she actually goes after is the complete opposite. There's really no reason for you guys really to listen to what they say for the most part, especially when you don't know her very well. You just need to pay attention to actions. And you might think, oh, well, that's a lot of work, Mom. Like, am I going to go out with a girl who says all these liberal things or all these things that I don't agree with, or how she wants to be a boss babe, just for the off chance that maybe I can swing her? It's like, I don't see what other choice you got, man. Because what you guys are looking for and what certain guys are looking for, it's like, nope, she needs to know all of these things. She needs to know that she does the pink job. She knows she doesn't want to work. She wants to take care of the kids. They don't exist on their own. If they got that way, it's because a man led them to be that way. Now, a lot of times it's just going to be a husband. Sometimes it'll be her dad. But again, if it's a woman that's in her 30s or 40s, most likely it's because she's married and the guy has led her there. If she's in her early 20s, it's probably because of her dad. So this is what I'm talking about entirely is you guys have the power. Stop looking for the finished product that you're just going to come in and buy off the shelf. It's going to take some work. And you guys might say, oh, the juice isn't worth the squeeze, blah, 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 blah. And I guess I understand where you're coming from, but I really don't. Because I think most guys out there that say that kind of shit have sour grapes. I was talking to, I don't want to say too much, but I had a conversation with the guy recently, and I run into this a lot where I talked about this last time on the show too, where it's like, hey, like I don't have any time for dating. I'm so focused on fitness or I'm so focused on my business that I just don't have time. I'm not interested in it. And it's bullshit. I called him out on it. I'm like, I think you're bullshitting yourself. I think you're lying to yourself. I think that you are not being honest about how you just don't want to do the work to level up to get what you want. And you're saying it's not worth it. But I don't really agree. I think that you care a lot more. And a lot of you guys that write that kind of shit, I think you care a lot more than you lead on. But it's easier just to say women are cooked and women aren't worth it versus I'm fat, I'm broke, I don't know how to lead. Because then you've got to, then you're the problem, not the other people. If you're not getting the results you want out of life, you got to look in the mirror because the problem lies with that guy. It's not everybody else. Because guess what? You're the common denominator. What's more likely? If you go on 100 dates and none of them call you back, that there's 100 gold digging whores that you went out with in a row, or that you just don't know how to maintain frame. You don't know how to have a good time, or you're boring, or you don't have what women want. What do you think it is? Most likely it's the latter. So to kind of wrap things up here, and guys, if you want to call in, it should be pinned to the top. I would be great to get you guys some of your opinions on this if you wanted to kind of call this in. But I'm not going to keep you guys here forever because I got stuff to do too, man. There's a lot of stuff with the community I got to hammer on. But this is kind of what I wanted to talk to you guys about. I'm interested. Leave a comment down below or call in if you want to agree or disagree or pick my brain on this. But too many guys are looking for the Mona Lisa when all they really need is a blank canvas. And blank canvases are far more plentiful than stunning works of art. Because the only way the Mona Lisa, you're not going to find the Mona Lisa in the wild. The Mona Lisa only exists because Leonardo da Vinci painted the damn thing. Statue of David only exists. Was that Michelangelo? Because Michelangelo, Kiza will correct me. If I get anything wrong history-wise, Kiza will absolutely correct me. I'm sure he's going to let me know on that. I believe it was Michelangelo. He painted the Sistine Chapel, but did he do the Statue of David? Somebody check me on that. Either way, the point is, become the master sculptor. Become the master painter. If you're a fisherman, become the no, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there. Become the master of that domain. Become the leader. Be able to hold frame. Know these things. Know how to stand on your principles. Own up to your shit and become a man that is worthy of following and leading. And I'm telling you, all it takes is a blank canvas. All it takes is the blank canvas. All it takes is avoid the major red flags. All of the other stuff will fall in line, man. You have the power to mold. Yeah, look at that. Well, I know he did the Sistine Chapel. First of all, got a Sistine Chapel, Kiza, not the 16th Chapel. I can't believe I'm correcting you on this. I'm never going to let you live that down. Either way, we're getting off the rails here. Be the master of your domain. Find the blank canvas. Find the uncompleted work. If it's got rips in it, bounce. On to the next one. If the marble's already got chunks out of it, it's already crumbling and falling apart, bounce. On to the next one. But I'm telling you, even though you're saying like, well, these don't exist by the millions, sure, but guess what? The Mona Lisa is one of one. Statue of David's one of one. The Sistine Chapel is one of one. That's what you guys got to stop looking for. You've got to start looking for the blank canvas. And then we talk about this in my community all the time. If you are that guy, you can do whatever you want. I got a dude in there that is a pioneer when it comes to this whole unplugged dating scape. Like he's putting a book together. He's just trying stuff and throwing at the wall, see if it sticks. Some of the stuff that he's been able to pull off actually unbelievable. You know, I can't wait till when he starts putting that stuff out or wants to put out some content, and I'll get him there. But this dude is freaking nuts. And like, you know, he's forgotten more about dating and chicks than I'll ever know. And I appealed to him on a lot of this stuff. I know I saw him in the chat. I don't want to blow up his spot though, but that's what I'm saying, guys. Stop looking for the finished artwork under museum glass. Find something that you can mold, because guess what? I think what you guys are doing, a lot of you guys are lying to yourselves, thinking that you're this great leader and you're this top shelf guy. And it's, you don't know how to find these women, or you can't find these women because you're this great alpha dude making all this money and you're still struggling. I think you're lying to yourself, or you're looking for the thing that doesn't exist. Like, you're not willing to put in the time to mold a woman. And I understand if you don't want to do that, don't do that. But there's no other option. There's not an option. You're going to deal with the crazies. You can deal with the blank canvases. You can deal with the baggage and the trauma women, or you can try to find Mona Lisa. But guess what? The Mona Lisa's already been painted by some other guy.
All right, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full-length podcast episode, you can find that right over here. Also, make sure you visit my website over here, where you'll find my supplements, the opportunity to book me privately one-on-one for coaching, and most importantly, my new School of Unplugging, which you'll find on the Courses tab. Newer to the channel? Hit subscribe.